1515 Logan Avenue, is the best place to go to get cool. Marv's Plumbing and Heating, which provides complete air conditioning, installation, inspection, and repair services, is offering its air conditioning inspections for just $98. So beat the heat right now by calling Marv's Plumbing and Heating today at 316-7634. That's 316-7634.
Is your teenager ready to drive?
Come on, Mom. Let's go.
Sorry, you're not ready to drive yet.
What? Come on.
You need to complete a driver's ed class first.
The Wyoming-Montana Safety Council offers a complete driver's education program taught by Tim Woodard, former Laramie County School District's driver's ed teacher. Classes are starting soon. Please call 635-4592 to sign up or go to wmsafetycouncil.org. Wyoming-Montana Safety Council. Think safe, live safe.
What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local, it's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
And a good Monday afternoon from Wyoming Sports Talk Today. Our program being brought to you by a host of great sponsors. Lincoln Way Liquor at 2825 East League Way. On a nice warm day like today, grab a cold one for the ride home and then pop it open when you get home. Get ready for the Rocks and the Giants live from Coors Field later on. Marv's Plumbing and Heating, 1515 Logan Avenue. Again, you got some air conditioning woes, get a hold of Marv's Plumbing and Heating. Yes, they do take care of air conditioning units. The Wyoming-Montana Safety Council, give our good friend Tim a call, 635-4592. Mondello's Pizzeria, Paisan Cuisine at its finest 7 days a week, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons. Remember, all their ingredients are always fresh. First Tier Bank, 1508 Stillwater Avenue, right across the street. Open Monday through Friday. Talk to my good friend Tim and all the great staff over there about their special CD rates with average percentage yield right now going up there a little bit. The key people of Cheyenne. Rachel will come on by. She's the point person, 414-0074. She'll come on by, give you a free estimate. Then her group will come on in and clean it for you so you don't have to. Lennox Auto Body with a couple of locations. Again, founded by Dick Lennox. The tradition continues on with daughter Heather. Heather doing a great job with the Dunn Avenue address where they do all the repair jobs on your auto and trucks. And, of course, if you need it Lennox clean, then come on over to the Detail Center, the Auto Glass and Detail Center on Pershing Boulevard. Medicap Pharmacy for all your pharmaceutical needs with your doctor's prescription. Let Gene and his great staff fill those said prescriptions. They got a convenient drive-through, sundry supplies inside Medicap Pharmacy. Same location as always, Bluegrass Circle next to Texas Roadhouse. Platte Valley Bank, 2 banking locations. The original location over on Banda High and, of course, the east side location, corner of College and Pershing, banking at its best. Customer service, always #1 at Platte Valley Bank, Monday through Friday. Key of Cheyenne, where if you are looking for the key of your dreams, you're going to find it on the lot. My good friends AJ and Greg Miller and the entire staff want to put you in that key of your dreams today. And they got some great rebates going on right now, unheard of rebates over at Key of Cheyenne on Nationwide.
I've already done it. What about you?
I'm next, I guess, huh?
Well, get on it.
Well, make me some money. Chick-fil-A.
I made you plenty.
Chick-fil-A at the corner of Windmill and Del Range, right across from Menards. Our good friends Ray and Cindy invite you to come on over and enjoy breakfast 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. Now, you can have like their chicken biscuit, or you can do their hash brown scramblable. And I will mention that because it is delicious, whether you do sausage or you do chicken. So, again, see Chick-fil-A now for breakfast, Monday through Saturday at the corner of Windmill and Del Range, right across from Menards. Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service, and you will find them on Highway 30 over at Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service. You know, they're closing them out. So if this is the year to get that J-code and do the travel through the countryside, right now you're going to find some special savings on RVs and fifth wheels at 30% off. And last but not least, we thank Taco John's of Cheyenne, where, again, loaded potato olays. How about a 6-pack and a pound? Get ready for the ball game tonight. Or try their new sirloin burrito. Sirloin steak burrito, absolutely delicious. And don't forget, tomorrow It's Taco Tuesday. Taco John's of Cheyenne. We go to the scoreboard right now. We get you caught up on what's happening with all of our scores, whether it's local or the major leagues. And our scoreboard is always brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne, my good friend Will, and the great crew out there. So what do we got, Nick?
Well, from this weekend, we'll start with softball action with the Cheyenne Extreme. They were down in Denver at the Sparkler Tournament. Game 1, they took on Saturday against the Rocky Mountain Rush, won that contest 14-11. Game number 2 in the consolation bracket, they took on the Extreme out of Oklahoma. Lost that contest, unfortunately, 9-3. Cheyenne Extreme on the season, 26-17-1. For the Cheyenne Mustangs, they had a pretty phenomenal weekend. Game 1 on Saturday of a doubleheader, they took on Dakota Ridge, won that contest 3-2. Game number 2 against the Slammers, won that contest 7-3. Sunday's championship against the Slammers, Corton, as they have multiple Slammers teams, they won 6-5. So the Cheyenne Mustangs, they won the 4th of July Wood Bat Tournament down in Aurora, Colorado, and they are 41-2 overall. For Cheyenne Post 6, they were down in Denver as well. We'll go with Saturday's contest, a doubleheader for them. First game against the Lubbock Raiders, they won 8-0. Game number 2 against the Seattle Select, won 4-1. On Sunday, it was the championship game against Idaho Falls. They lost, however, 6-5. For Cheyenne Post 6, they are 37-12-0. That's what's happening on local baseball and softball action in the Cheyenne area.
On the Major League Baseball scoreboard, there is one final in from the Rogers Center. They went 10 innings, and the Motor City Kitties of Detroit win 3-2 over the Toronto Blue Jays. On the schedule, as we get out of here today, it will be the Red Sox and the Nats in the 5 o'clock hour. Braves and the Yankees in the Bronx. It will be the Pale Hose taking on the Reds at Great American Ballpark. At Marlins Park in Miami, it will be the Rays and the Marlins. Something's got to give in the battle of Florida.
Terrible.
Yeah. At Miller Park, it will be the Twins and the Brew Crew in the 6 o'clock hour. Also, the Indians and the Royals. 6:40, Giants and the Rocks tonight at Coors Field. Mad Bum will get the call for San Francisco. Kyle Freeland towing the rubber for the Rockies. And you got to give the kid his due.
No.
3.29 ERA. He's 7-6. Mad Bum is 1-2 with a 2.51 earned run average. 7 o'clock
Didn't
games.
he beat the Rockies
You're interrupting
in San
me
Francisco?
here, pal.
Didn't he beat those Rockies in San Fran, though?
No, he actually got a no decision.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They both
came down to
pitched
the
well.
0-0, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, again, you got to give both the pitchers their due, both
I won't.
southpaws. And in the 7 o'clock hour, Cardinals will take on the D-backs at Chase, and it will be the Dodgers entertaining the Pittsburgh Pirates tonight in Chavez Ravine. Our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
Hi, I'm Alex White, tea master at Pure Leaf. When I make tea, everything I know goes into it. You can't be impatient. When I craft Pure Leaf iced tea, I don't take shortcuts, because I want you to have the same amazing taste of iced tea that I do. So I start with fresh picked tea leaves. Then, after they're delicately dried, I blend and brew them at a lower temperature to draw out their unique aromas. And then I taste and fine-tune the blend for a delicious smooth iced tea. I'd love to have you take a sip right now, but that's one thing we can't do over the radio. But you can experience the same delicious taste of Pure Leaf iced tea anywhere you are. I'm Alex White, Pure Leaf Tea Master. Pure Leaf, our thing is tea.
We are the key to your cleaning success. The Key People that provides affordable office and professional cleaning services for over 40 years with exceptional customer care. All of our contractors have background checks and are licensed and bonded. We guarantee you a safe and secure service that is tailored to your individual and business needs. The Key People do not impose year-long contracts, and all quotes are free, confidential, and personalized. Call the Key People at 1-800-468-8283. That's 1-800-468-8283.
The time is now, and the place to go is Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service for their annual model clearance sale of Jayco RVs and fifth wheels. This is your year to travel the countryside, and what better way with your Jayco RV from Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service. And to put you on the road today, save 30% on their annual model clearance. Their savings are always the best on whatever model you select. Come see and take home your favorite today when you buy from Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service at 6102 East Highway 30 in Cheyenne, or go online to jollyrogersrvs.com.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
First Tier Bank's drives remain competitive and offer some of the best CD rates in the community, as well as area banks and credit unions per Rate Watch reports. How does that make a difference to you? They can assist you in securing some of the best rates on CDs. They have a 16th-month CD at an APY of 2.05% and a 27th-month CD at an APY of 2.27%. You can feel confident that your finances are taken care of by a responsible, knowledgeable staff. First Tier Bank offers the personalized customer service you've grown accustomed to and deserve. Call 307-632-3500 and ask for Caitlin or Debbie. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 K-Ray.
For tonight, it'll be sunny with highs around 88 and winds out of the west at 10 to 15. And for tonight, it'll be mostly clear with lows around 54. On Tuesday, it'll be mostly sunny with a possible thunderstorm in the afternoon with highs around 87. And on Tuesday night, it'll be mostly cloudy with lows around 55.
When it comes to sports talk in Cheyenne, it's a whole new ballgame. Let's play ball! You're listening to Wyoming Sports Talk today, and it's only here on AM 1480 K-Ray.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk today, and here it is on a Monday. A lot happened over the weekend, some really good stories from the local side, especially on the baseball side.
We had a decision over the weekend as well, too. Again, as I've been talking for the past week, again, I didn't expect the decision to be made as soon as it happened, but we'll talk about that as well.
I don't know.
In the NBA side?
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
And I'm glad that was clarified.
The
38
decision.
and a half million.
What do you tie the decision?
Yeah,
again,
well, Magic Johnson, he unlike Bridich down in Denver, he has a real checkbook in his hands. Oh, and he's going to be spending a pile of cash. Anyway,
yes,
I digress. Let's get into our program today.
It's brand new.
It's a brand new Monday and a brand new program, especially on Mondays. We have a very special guest. I'm going to allow you to introduce, because you got mad at me on Friday by saying, "Hey, she's going to come in here and add some class to the place," and it's like you copped an attitude.
You ruined my surprise, though. Again, you had to go and he didn't say your name, Chrissy, and we have Chrissy Waite from Channel 5 here, KGWN TV. Thank you so much, sports anchor. You'll see her on at least on the weekends there at Channel 5 here in the city of Cheyenne. But again, as I have to tell my story, we wanted to keep it a special. At least I did. Again, it's all about presentation. Again, going, hey, here it is today. Welcome, Christy Waite. And no, instead you have to go, oh, we got a special guest coming in, and oh, it's a female, and you were just alluding to everything. It's like, just shut up. Just let us introduce her on Monday. Because what if it wasn't a guarantee? Then we'd have egg on our face, right?
We would have found somebody.
I'd
have brought in Mike the kitty cat. You know, we'd have had somebody sitting in there. I'm not worried about it.
As a female, again,
Anyway, Christy, don't even listen to him because he's not all there. Anyway, welcome to our program. And again, tell us a little bit about you. And again, we'll get into some of the stuff that you have to cover here on the local side. But give us the resume in general.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. I'm always happy to come in, especially on my day off, and talk sports. Makes me happy, so glad to.
I'm making her work on the day off.
Oh gosh, what's going on?
Well, we'll take
a little vacation.
Believe me, we're going to take care of you for that.
I'm kidding. Gosh, okay. Well, I graduated from Eastern New Mexico University with my degree in broadcast journalism and sports broadcasting, and then I worked in Albuquerque for about 6 years total, doing sports as a sports reporter, sports photographer. Had my own sports show called Time Out with Christy Waite, so I covered Mountain West athletics, did a lot of sideline reporting for them, and then interned at ESPN Radio back in my college days, and now I'm here in Cheyenne at Channel 5 as the weekend sports anchor. And some people are, see me out on news stories, and they're like, I thought you do sports. And I'm like, well, I'm doing news during the week as well. So getting a little...
You get all avenues, at least, for the news cycle.
But the nice thing, though, too, is that you are familiar with the Mountain West, being down in New Mexico, so that really helps out. So you come up here, you don't miss a beat. The only beat now is you got UW that you focus on more than the Mountain West. But again, your knowledge of the Mountain West really kind of just makes it a little easier to make that transition from New Mexico up here.
Right, which was one of the main reasons why I took this job, and it's kind of funny how it worked out because my dad is actually an alumni from the University of Wyoming, and so it's kind of funny how it worked out that I ended up coming here to cover UW when that's where my dad went. But I love the Mountain West. I loved covering the Lobos, and so just covering the Mountain West in general, I got to cover Wyoming as well because they're obviously in the Mountain West too. So I guess I'm a Mountain West diehard fan, but now I'm kind of a Pokes fan now too. So
it's too bad, and I hope.
Again, we were talking off air. She's coming from Alabama, so I'm assuming your pops went from Alabama to the University of Wyoming, though. Again, where you didn't want to be a Crimson Tide, nothing. No.
Yeah. So my whole family's from Alabama. My dad worked for the government, so we all packed up and moved to New Mexico. But Alabama, born and raised. So obviously, Alabama football is like in my DNA. It's all I know. It's pretty much a religion in our household. So
well, at least it's a winning tradition. I was born in the Bay Area, so it was Cal Bears or Stanford. So once in a while you got into a bowl game.
Well, I went to Idaho, and again, we only saw one bowl game. So
Idaho. Do we want to get into that Idaho story again, where you're still on double secret probation? There?
I went there again. You can't take that away from me.
Yeah, you went there.
Attended.
You went there, but the notes I used to get from you. Oh,
it wasn't from me. It was from the school.
Just think of John Belushi in Animal House, folks.
I had higher than 0.0. Think about him
laying on the ground going 7 years. Oh, we don't even discuss that. You're embarrassing here. Chris, real quick, let's talk about, you said New Mexico. And again, too, New Mexico's had some down years like University of Wyoming. And again, I've been around for quite a while, being at the pit, where the pit used to be. You just didn't want to go there and play at the pit. Same thing with the Dome of Doom. And I've been there, and I've done the PA at the University of Wyoming, where we've had 12, 13,000. And again, I'm sure you being at New Mexico recently before coming up here, you're seeing those down years where you just can't see the pit at its finest, if you know what I'm talking about.
Right. So I covered a lot of Lobo basketball, and I've always said there's nothing quite like you just haven't fully immersed yourself into Mountain West basketball until you've sat in the pit during a great game. It's something that everyone has to experience at some point in their life. But it's been kind of an interesting journey for the Lobos in the sense that, we had Alex Kirk, we had Cameron Bairstow. We called them the Twin Towers because they were like our 7-footers. And then we had Kendall Williams and Hugh Greenwood. He was phenomenal, came in clutch for the Lobos so many times. And then after they graduated, we also lost Coach Alford to UCLA. But, can you blame him? Do you leave a job at UNM to go take a legendary job at UCLA?
Yeah, go to the Power 5 where, again, a little bit more respect to add to your career. Absolutely.
Right. So, you can't blame him. New Mexico, of course, as a state, was not happy about it. But then that started the whole controversy of, hey, well, we need a new coach. Well, let's just hire Coach Neal, who was the assistant coach when Alford was there. We all agreed it makes sense. He already knows the program, already knows the players, kind of knows the chemistry of the team. Brought him in, did good the first year, and then it kind of started going downhill from there. And my theory was, we had Alford's recruits, and then they graduated, and then, my opinion, Neal wasn't really the best recruiter. I think he's a great coach. But we also had Neal's son playing for us too. So I don't know. It was kind of controversial in the state. Well,
and go figure with New Mexico. It was, I think, a little bit after that point. But even when I was out in Las Vegas with UNLV, especially that storied basketball program, again, losing their head coach out there, eventually that was complete turmoil where you had recruits leaving the program saying, well, he was my guy. He's no longer here with the Running Rebels. I'm out, and now we see kind of UNLV trying to claw out of the kind of basement, so to speak, where, again, it was a perennial powerhouse throughout Mountain West basketball, and here it is where you kind of go in. It's a mid-tier, and it's in the process of rebuilding. And again, not saying that New Mexico UNLV will not be back on top anytime soon, but it's kind of weird that the state of Mountain West basketball, especially with Nevada at the top, they're going to be a top 5 ranked team in the AP polls, apparently. Come on.
And everybody's coming back. That's even more scary. Yeah. But, it's interesting how she mentions there with Coach Alford, and I know you give me grief when I go back in time, and I'm telling you, this conference, whether it's the Mountain West Conference or the WAC, we have been blessed. Back in the days with a lot of great coaches. We had the Bear when UTEP was part of the WAC. Dave Bliss, who was a little shady down at New Mexico. Jerry Tarkanian at UNLV. We've had our share of coaches over at UW. Benny Dees, Jim Brandenburg.
Papa Shy.
Larry Shyatt most recently, who moved on to the NBA. So you can go on. The list is pretty big. Stu Morrill down the road in Fort Collins. We've had really top flight coaches, and I'm glad that...
Oh, you didn't want to bring up Eustace down in Fort Collins?
He's yesterday's news.
That was tough.
But what I'm saying is, and she mentioned the Pit, and that's why, because the Pit is like the University of Wyoming. When you have 10,000 plus in the Dome of Doom, that is one house you don't want to play in.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've sat there when ranked teams have come in and basically lost because of that sixth man, because that crowd, especially the student section, and again, you guys are younger.
Well, again, all those places come with that storied history where, again, those ranked teams where you don't see top-level opponents coming out to Laramie or down to New Mexico, it's, you are running that risk where you're going to be possibly upset by these two teams on their home, at least courts. Again, the Pit always throughout my childhood, again, being around Wyoming athletics is, you don't go down the Pit and win, ever. It was always that was the hardest place in all of Mountain West.
Absolutely.
Even before the AA and everything, the Pit was the hardest place to play in all of the Mountain West. It was you are no matter what, you're not getting.
But that's like we talked with the athletic director Tom Berman, and that's what the goal is for UW, is to get those students to come back because they are so important to these sports programs.
Yep.
Right.
And we saw a lot of them last year for the football season. And again, you came up there probably right in the middle of the football season last year during the Josh Allen mania. But for basketball, we're seeing that kind of slip off a little bit. That's why crowds aren't all that. If you get 5,000-6,000 in there, great, terrific. But that thing holds 13,000-14,000 fans, and we need to start selling these puppies out. But again, only university, and it's tough to get there, especially when we got about ice on the road.
Let me bring up the question then to Christy then, if we go off of kind of attendance issues with it, if it is the Pit or the AA, what are these programs? Is it something where they need to force to get better teams in? Again, we're Wyoming. We see Northern Colorado, Montana's of the world. Again, to me, am I heading over the hills for that one? Not really, but is it a situation where Wyoming and New Mexico need to be in the top 2 of the Mountain West to bring those fans out? Is social media and the media that we do have, again, where TVs are televised on, it could be on Facebook, it could be on AT&T, Rocky Mountain. What is kind of your opinion on what do these programs and throughout the Mountain West, if they are having issues, what do they need to do to at least get those fans back to their respective home courts?
That's kind of a tough question because, specifically for, UW and UNM, like you said, it is a rebuilding program, and it's probably just really hard for fans probably to want to come out to see a team that's rebuilding, essentially. But, the power of social media can play a huge role. And I think, the next, couple of seasons, I think we're going to start seeing crowds, come out and, part of the college experience too is just getting to be a part of, all the games and seeing the players. And for me, as an anchor and a reporter, my favorite thing is, seeing these kids start their college careers and then essentially watching them grow and move on to like the pro level. It's almost like being a parent. You're like, oh, I saw them when they first started.
I must be a grandparent then. I've seen enough over 30 years. But the thing is too, Nick, and you didn't really answer your own question. It's called location.
Yeah.
Albuquerque is an airport hub. McCarran is an airport hub at Las Vegas, so you can get teams. New Mexico will draw better teams to come. Here, you have to go Denver and then trek up another 100 miles to the University of Wyoming. Yep. Once in a while, you can get a charter in to Cheyenne, and then you still have to, cruise across the Ho Chi Minh Trail, going into Laramie. So I would think New Mexico is always going to have better draws. Almost 1 million people, if I'm not mistaken, in Albuquerque. You know it too from Vegas. You could have anybody you want there. It's the city of sin. That they want to come on in for at least a weekend set. So I think the one problem is we're isolated. Even Fort Collins, 45 miles from Denver to Fort Collins, is not a bad drive.
Yeah, certainly. Anyways, we're talking college basketball. Here it is, the 2nd of July. But as
I'm just trying to get a gist of
we
what
just kind of went on a kind of tangent there, as we have a lot to get to. But again, with the Mountain West, because we do need to take a time out here very quickly. But again, as we talk about Mountain West, again, for me, again, our issue, as we talk with Tom Berman as well, just kind of fill you in, Christy, is that their issue was as we're talking about the college experiences, it's students. Students are not showing up to these, and that's the big issue for them right now is how do we get the youth, at least the people who are attending our college, to get in and on board on our athletics, and right now that's the biggest issue. And again, not saying I'm a millennial, I'm only 27, but it is a situation where maybe social media, maybe it is, hey, we got all these easier ways to go broadcast. Hey, I don't have to pay $20-$30 out of my pocket, especially as a college. Well, I don't know if they comp them.
And again, I'm going to tell you guys right here, the program's mediocre at best.
It's going to be
for
this
hoops. Year. Anyway, real quick before we go to the break. So you cover weekends on Channel 5, and again, when you are doing sports stories, what is your crux that you have to take care of? Do you do a lot of the local scene? Are you over in Laramie? What are you doing as far as beat reporting?
As coverage, basically right now it's a lot of prep baseball, so Mustangs Post 6, and then Cheyenne Extreme for softball, and then of course as football season rolls around, we focus a lot on UW, especially this past year with the Josh Allen thing. So we cover it all local, and then we do talk about national headlines as well.
All right.
I can only hope that Nick Smith does not get that starting quarterback job, because, again, they're not going to have a whole lot of excuses to go over to Laramie next season.
He's not the number one
That's just my opinion.
He's number 2 heading into summer camp, and then they got another quarterback coming in, too, who's a freshman, who's another shotgun arm.
But then, again, we can't really talk much on at least depth chart, or at least our opinions, because, again, we get called out for being armchair quarterbacks, or at least you did.
Oh, yeah. Coach Boyle got on me like a cheap suit. That's all right. Hey, I call it like I see him. All right, we're going to take a timeout. We'll be right back after these words here on 1480 K-Radio, Wyoming Sports Talk today.
Do you have a big remodeling project in mind? Then the best tool for you is a home equity line of credit from Platte Valley Bank. Whether you are remodeling, making home repairs, or expanding, a home equity line of credit can help you finish that project. Stop in and we'll show you the hidden value in your home with a home equity line of credit from Platte Valley Bank.
Some restrictions may apply, subject to credit approval. Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Taco John's presents Olay the Day Pep Talks.
All right, good half of football, boys. Now, good is good, but we can always be better. Look at Taco John's. They took those tasty little potato lays and loaded them up with bacon and ranch and all kinds of good stuff. They made something good even better.
Taco John's new loaded potato olays are loaded with craveable toppings for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even dessert.
So olay the day, boys, and play like you're making loaded potato lays.
Olay the day at Taco John's.
People who know Mark Gordon talk about the kind of governor he'd be.
We have to have a forward thinker.
He's always been open to new ideas. He's the first person I ever saw bring a computer to a branding.
Mark Gordon, forward thinking for Wyoming.
He was an innovator and was very good at managing the budget.
Mark's experience is coming at a perfect time when we are needing fiscal responsibility.
His ability to watch our funds would do him well as governor.
Mark Gordon, Republican for governor.
Paid for by friends of Mark Gordon.
As Cheyenne's weather turns warmer, dust and pollen can become a problem for those with allergies, asthma, or respiratory issues. And the last thing you want in the summer heat is poor air quality in your home or office. So it's time to turn to Marv's Plumbing and Heating. That's right, Cheyenne's most trusted plumbing, sewer, and heating business also services air conditioning. Marv's Plumbing and Heating, 1515 Logan Avenue, can handle all your air conditioning needs. Give them a call, 316-7634. That's 316-7634.
Tired of lazy and predictable sports talk radio? We know you are. This is Cheyenne's new sports radio home. It's Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's right here on AM 1480 K-Ray.
Larry Peroletti, the young ward, Nick Peroletti, and our newest member to our Wyoming Sports Talk Today family, Christy Waite, joined us from Channel 5, KGWN TV. Christy, you know, as we're going to lead into baseball now, and I know we got a ton of hoops to talk about, but we need to talk some baseball. Favorite baseball team before you got here?
So I'm a little bit biased because I covered the Isotopes for so long, but when I
Rockies
was there,
Farm Club.
They were the Dodgers, AAA,
yeah.
so I'm a big Dodgers fan.
Oh, Chris Bolton, why? Why are we cursed?
That's all right. You know,
sorry, I don't know if you caught on the side. We do have a Beat LA sign there at least one last time at the stick. So again, kind of.
It's all right.
Don't have to look at it, but just know that it's there.
Once we vault over the Dodgers, we took 3 from the Diamondbacks. So
yeah.
Anyway,
Swept them.
So you come here now, and with the Isotopes being the Rockies, AAA Farm Club. Now you are keeping an eye on the big club. 6-game road trip through San Francisco, LA. They go 3-3, and realistically they should have been 4-2.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, an Adam Ottavino sighting from yesterday was
your boy. He was supposed to be good, and
he was good on Saturday night, and then Sunday, typical Rockies bullpen. But I think you're going to be kind of in agreement with us. They're getting the young guns, as I call all these guys, and Bettis is still a young guy as far as I'm concerned. Getting some good innings. Gray went down, by the way. He's now
AAA.
He's been sent back down to Albuquerque for some rehabbing as far as throwing is concerned. But Freeland, Anderson, they're getting Bettis, and again, we had a blister yesterday. Marquez, it was about time to see Marquez throw well. But it's, anytime you see the 7th, 8th inning guys, even Davis with a 4.4 ERA for a closer, I get very nervous now.
Yeah, I think most people do. I would like to see a little more, I guess, consistency with them. I love the Rockies. I really do. I'd like to see them win all the time. I'd like to see them go to the World Series. That would be awesome. But
it ain't happening. It's not happening this time.
Wait a minute. We saw it's not all that exciting when they got swept by Boston.
Yeah, that was rough.
But again, as you look at, and we can even talk about the Dodgers as well too. Dodgers loaded with pitching.
Oh yeah.
Loaded with, I think, exceptional offense. Mm-hmm. And they're kind of, I don't know, it's hard to describe right now with the Dodgers. It's like they're clicking, but there's a piston that's not clicking right now for them.
Right, I agree. I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed, truthfully, in my baseball teams this year. I don't know what's really going on.
And for the Dodgers, the issue with them, it was just that early injuries, again, with Justin Turner. As we talked with Chris, again, at the beginning of the season, that was the big thing of missing that key piece. But, again, where you do have issues with pitching, especially with some of your starters, of Clayton Kershaw going down, at least with his injuries, a few other things. But, again, Dodgers, same with the Giants, where both of these teams have dealt with injuries throughout this entire year.
Right out of the box.
You should be very, again, for me as a Giants fan, you as a Dodgers fan, I would say for both of us, especially for me, I'm very happy of where the Giants are at this point in time of dealing with adversity. Again, where they are, the Rockies at this point, they have nothing to complain about. They haven't really dealt with a whole lot of injuries at this point in time. Nothing really major of what these Giants and Dodgers,
agree,
but it is a situation where they're at right now, again, above 500, trending in the top 3, again, still a few games just behind the Diamondbacks. They're not out of it completely. For both of these teams are very good, and I think right now the Rockies are the biggest disappointment. This is a team where, in my opinion, as I've said many a time on the show, they deserve to be 500 of how they're playing right now, but it's a team that should not be under 500.
Well, I agree to a certain point there as well. And the road trip, on the West Coast actually turned out better for them. If they wouldn't remember, I said if they did a 2-4, 1-5 road trip, stick a fork in them, they were done. So they actually got lucky on the third game against San Francisco because a Dyson screw up in the ninth inning to DJ LeMahieu. Then they got good pitching by Tyler Anderson. I thought Anderson threw very well.
I figured they were going to get smoked at least in L.A.
And Marcus threw well on Saturday. Bettis, and here's the deal with the Rockies. When they have to go to that pen, they are not good. They are not a good ball club. And the Dodgers, you can't fault the Dodgers. They got good pitching, too. They just didn't score any runs. Surprise, 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 especially with that lineup. And again, when you got Justin Turner hitting a home run and they don't get anything else after that, I mean, gosh, the Rockies should be very thankful they came back to Coors Field tonight and they went 3-3 on that trip. Yeah. So tonight,
again, are they fortunate to come back to Coors Field tonight? Again, one of the worst home records in all of the National League.
But again,
will they get it done against the Giants?
See, again, I'm still impressed with the young guns, and I think Kyle Freeland will match it with Bumgarner tonight. Again, what Mad Bum threw in San Francisco, he won't throw at Coors Field. He's going to have to depend on that slider tonight. That's going to have to be a big biter for him tonight. He's not going to be able to throw a 10-2 curveball. It's not going to happen there. So tonight he's going to have to depend a lot on the slider. And again, too, I think you got one of the best receivers in Major League Baseball in Buster Posey.
There's no doubt about it. Again, that's why he's getting at least leading all-star votes at this point in time.
And we need to check on that, too. Because
we're not.
No, voting ends on Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday, so we'll give an update on Monday. We're not playing mock draft 1.01.
Who's playing mock draft?
I'm just saying we don't need to go after it every single week. Come on now.
I think it's pretty much
it's an all-star game at this point. Does that matter?
All right. Well, anyway, so the Rocks head home, as Nick mentioned. They got a horrible home record. Got the same Giants and Dodgers. Critical 6 games. Is this basically the season here?
Yeah. It's probably so hard for. I mean, I'm a Rockies fan just because of being in this area.
Right.
But it's got to be extremely frustrating because the Rockies have a lot of talent. You have, Blackman and Story, and for their home record to be as bad as it is, I mean, the fans probably feel terrible too. And then going up against the Giants, I mean, what does this team need to do to be able? And I know you're a Giants fan, but what needs to happen to take them down? I mean,
again, what do they need to do is they need to do what they do best at Coors is score runs. Again, where you take advantage of that, you go against a Bumgarner and put up a 5 spot against it. We've seen that many a time in years past, but for the Rockies, again, Coors Field, it's supposed to be one of the most unbelievable home field advantages in all Major League Baseball, but it's just not translating for whatever reason with the Rockies. Again, what do you change? Who knows at this point in time? Again, do you alter the lineup? Is it something that...
Yes, you do. And again, I'm going to go back, and I've said it from day one. Blackman needs to lead off. LeMahieu bats second. I have not been a fan of this since day one. The record does not... Well, I'm telling you what they were at last year at this time compared to now. And again, Davis has got 20-plus saves, so if you go back to last year, and was it Holland who was closing games out for them?
Don't ask me. I don't know.
Anyway, my point is, you look at the records, and there's a marked difference right now with the Rockies. And again, I think Chuck Nasty needs to lead off, followed by DJ, and then Nolan. And you know what? Give Story his due. Story has hit the ball well. He's cut down on the Ks. I feel a lot more confident now when he comes to the plate. Desi is starting to get on track a little bit. Parr's having a pretty decent season for the Rockies. So, again, I think you just make one adjustment in the lineup. That's just my opinion.
No, I agree with you. I don't know really what the maybe coaching mentality is. I mean, if you go and look at a score sheet and you're like, if you're paying attention to it, our home record's not too good, maybe we need to make some changes. I'm surprised we really haven't seen anything happen. Maybe their philosophy is if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I think Rockies fans are probably thinking, it's broke.
It's broken. We need a whole lot. Just get rid of every piece. But and that brings up a good question, as we've had our opinions on everything again with trade deadline coming up very quickly, or at least
within this month.
Yeah, within this month. But again, your opinion, Christy, of with the Rockies, is this a team that's going to be selling, or is it going to be a team buying? Again, with bullpen issues. Again, they spent all this money, one of the most expensive bullpens in Major League Baseball. You do have also, too, the aging piece that is Carlos Gonzalez, only for 1 year. He is available to move on over. But, what do we see at this team at this point? Are they going to be selling? Are they going to be buying? What do you see out of the Rockies?
To be perfectly honest, I'm not entirely sure because, the talent is there, but it's not the final product's obviously not being executed. So that's tough. What do you do? Like, you have the talent, it's there. It's finding what needs to happen to make them more successful. Do you get, do you sell the people that you have or make some trades? I don't know.
Yeah, and again, that's going to be the biggest question coming up. And again, probably out of all of the NL West, again, I anticipate Dodgers probably will make some moves. Again, they're going to try and alter to elevate them back into the top of the NL West. Giants, absolutely. Again,
but they also get a piece back, they get two pieces back. They get Cueto back and Schmarza, and with the Shark, they may end up getting rid of him.
Possibly. Again, it might be him and Andrew Jackson out in San Francisco. But again, for the Rockies, again, as I've been saying many times on this show, I think ownership down there in Colorado is pretty much upset with all this. Again, they have a bad taste in their mouth of how much money they went out and spent this offseason for a bullpen that is not delivered to anything. This is a team that's sub 500. Mm-hmm. Again, I anticipate this team's going to sell a lot, and they're not going to risk a whole lot of money. Again, it's a team in its history that has never risked as much money as it did this past offseason. I don't see it at all. I think the Rockies just go, hey, we're kind of done at the season. We're looking forward to next season. Here's some pieces that we'll offer. We need to get rid of some of this money space and just take it right off our hands. And again, I think the first at least piece to go is probably Carlos Gonzalez. I think he's going to an American League team. Again, he's going to be your DH spot for some team that is looking for a little oomph, at least to elevate them, at least within their division. But it's the Rockies right now are a team that I'm very curious to see. It is a flip of the coin. Do they buy? Do they sell? Who knows at this point? Again, with the sub 500.
I think everything's dependent here because, again, we're getting close to the All-Star break. I think everything is dependent on this series with both LA and San Francisco. If they can come off with a 5-1 win here during these two teams that come into town, then they're above the Mendoza line.
That ain't gonna happen. I
don't think it will either.
What I've been saying for the past 2 weeks is this is the point in time where, again, you're facing the West. This is where those top three teams are going to start separating themselves.
And think about the top four teams that have just been beating the snot out of each other during this course of the year. And again, the Giants taking 3 out from the Diamondbacks this past weekend. That makes the West even more interesting with L.A., San Francisco, as well as Arizona. The Rockies are kind of clinging. I don't call them on life support yet, but if they fall flat on their rear ends and go 2-4, for example, on this homestand with the Giants and the Dodgers, I'm thinking they're going to probably be more selling than buying.
We'll certainly see.
That would be my opinion. I don't know. What do you think about it?
I kind of agree.
You kind of shake your head there. You're like, oh, geez.
I don't know because it's so disappointing. It's kind of a mess. I agree with you. Listening to your points, it makes sense. But then it goes back to the whole money thing. I mean, they spent a ton of money on this, and it's clearly not working. So I can't imagine them wanting to spend, even more money.
Yeah, they're gonna go. We're gonna throw more money on the fire at this point in time. Right. No, are you insane?
Well, again with Wade Davis, and again, you knew what you were getting in Wade Davis when you picked him up from Chicago.
You thought you were getting a great closer.
But what bothers me again and you look at most closers across both the American and National League,
Yeah.
When you have a 4.4 ERA,
that ain't getting it done.
That's not effective as far as a closer. But then again, you look at the actual games he has closed out, he's got 20-plus saves. So, I mean, it's almost a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation right now. If I'm Jeff Bridich down in Denver right now, but he's gonna and I agree with you. He's got to make some moves, and it may cost the Rockies either the future, some future players. We know for sure that Cargo probably will be included in a deal.
Yeah, but the Rockies aren't a team that really deals a whole lot in their farm system. They don't really alter those pieces like, again, a Giants team that will. Again, we've seen them where, hey, we got this stud pitcher. Have him, New York Mets. We don't care. We're trying to win right now. The Rockies are a team where those are kind of sacred to us, and obviously we've seen what happened with Blackman, with with Nolan, every other piece coming up through that system. Hey, those are sacred to us, and here's why. But again, with the Rockies, it's a situation where I think I think they're more going to be a seller and just say, hey, we're waving the white flag at this point in time this season. It's on to next.
Well, and I think the thinking could be, too, with Bridich right now, because he might have his tail tucked between his legs, especially with Brian Shaw, Mike Dunn, again with Wade Davis, and even Ottavino. Ottavino, I'm still not sold on him, but he may tuck his tail between his legs and might just accept mediocre as. I think I feel bad for Bud Black.
Bridich right now at this point in time is just going, where can I go vacation this offseason? Or at least where can I go in October?
He might be vacationing permanently because, they gave him the checkbook this year. They gave him the checkbook at the winter meetings. And
again, they put a bad taste, at least so far, again, where you're looking at, hey, expensive bullpen, it has done squat for you.
First off, the Monforts aren't hurting for dough. No owner in Major League Baseball.
They're the Davises of the baseball world.
I understand, but they're not hurting for dough.
I'm not saying they're hurting. They're just really cheap.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. But my point is, though, Bridich is showing, I don't want to say the immaturity of that position. He's only been in it for a couple, 3 years now.
Yeah.
But he's not bettering the team. And again, you go from pretty much the same bunch of guys as last year, and you're going down.
Yeah.
Look where if you bring up last year's record this time, they're probably about 10 games below where they were at this time last year. And do you start going after Bud Black? Again, I have my problems with Foster as the pitching coach and Holmes. I think those are two guys that they can make moves on, and I wouldn't have a problem with.
Yeah, we'll certainly see if they do anything at all. I highly doubt it.
All right.
It's a Rockies team that just goes, hopefully things will figure out on their own.
Anything you want to add on that? You're just sitting there. You're like,
you're just kind of absorbed everything.
She's absorbing all we're talking about. You're the general manager. Go ahead.
Oh gosh, no. I don't know. I mean, maybe they do, like you said, just settle for being mediocre at this point, and that stinks because it was a big deal when they spent all that money on the bullpen. So, I mean, maybe at this point, like you guys said, let's just kind of look towards next season and see what moves we can maybe make and cross our fingers and hope for the best.
Before we head into the break, though, I want to ask you, though, especially following the Rockies, we've had our opinions offseason about this team and where they're at now, but you as a fan following this team, for the Rockies, is this, what were your expectations coming into the season with this Rockies team again, where they were second wildcard team, they lost to the Diamondbacks again, still had key pieces, and they addressed that offseason need of, hey, we need a bullpen, we need something to at least alleviate 7th, 8th, 9th inning.
Right.
But going into the season, what were kind of your expectations for this team? Is this a team that was supposed to win the NL West? Was it a team that was supposed to make it to the World Series? From your kind of fan aspect, what did you expect out of this team?
I thought they would, at least win, the league, or at least be like a top contender, especially because how much money they spent. I was like, wow, we're going to be really good. This is going to work out well for us. And then now I'm just kind of disappointed. I'm kind of like, oh, that wasn't really in our game plan, I don't think. So
another name we could throw in there, possible trade, and you would unload contract, and that would be Ian Desmond.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, Desi he's hitting home runs on the road, but for average, he's still, He's still barely above 200. I don't know how many teams would be interested in him, but again, he brings power with him, but he also is bringing a hefty contract right now. So again, I'm throwing players out there that would be on the move, which would be probably Desmond/Cargo. From the pitching side, they're going to want they're going to ask for one of the young guns. All right, we got to take a timeout. Again, we got Christy Wade in from KGWN Channel 5. We also have Nick Peroletti and me. The Pro Man, we are here.
Well, the guaranteed two of us, yeah. I think everyone knows who we are, right?
Well, you got
it's our show. It's my show.
Well, maybe she's got some fans that are actually watching us.
I guess that's true, too. I didn't think
but see, you got to ruin everything. So just take a time out. We'll be back with more after these words.
Is your teenager ready to drive?
Come on, Mom. Let's go.
Sorry, you're not ready to drive yet.
What? Come on.
You need to complete a driver's ed class first.
The Wyoming-Montana Safety Council offers a complete driver's education program taught by Tim Woodard, former Laramie County School District's driver's ed teacher. Classes are starting soon. Please call 635-4592 to sign up or go to wmsafetycouncil.org. Wyoming-Montana Safety Council. Think safe, live safe.
John Mason here for Lincoln Way Liquor. I want to thank Cheyenne for helping us grow during our first year of business. We have over 5,000 new customers in our database in just 13 months. Our customers love our low prices, free ice, 2% credit for future purchases, and some really friendly service. And we always have 16 weekly specials on beer, wine, and liquor. We ask you to compare Lincoln Way Liquor, 2825 East Lincoln Way. We're not the largest, but we might just be the best.
At Medicap Pharmacy, we concentrate on nothing but your medications and your health. Each location is a locally owned, full-service neighborhood pharmacy. We won't make you walk through aisles and aisles of stuff or wait in a long line. Instead, we'll always make time for you by listening, answering your questions, and explaining your prescriptions.
Medicap Pharmacy, we'll always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 K-Ray.
For tonight, it'll be sunny with highs around 88 and winds out of the west at 10 to 15. Then for tonight, it'll be mostly clear with lows around 54. On Tuesday, it'll be mostly sunny with a possible thunderstorm in the afternoon with highs around 87. And on Tuesday night, it'll be mostly cloudy with lows around 55.
Here the season never ends. From Wyoming sports to the Broncos in Denver. From Rockies baseball to Talkin' Hoops with Nuggets basketball. Local, regional, and national. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, right here on AM 1480 K-Ray.
I'm going to hold off on the NBA until we get to next hour. So, real quick, and you had mentioned, and again, Christy Waite with us from your station, TV5, KGW1. Again, catch her weekends doing sports over on KGW1. You cover the local scene on the prep side for baseball right now. And again, we've had numerous discussions. We've had both coaches in, Rick Thompson and Ty Lane.
Even Jay Folds, or as you call him, AJ. But
we got to go there, pal?
I got to.
Okay.
Again, Jay brings it up every once in a while, so.
So you're out watching and filming and doing stories. So you have to be somewhat impressed with our two local teams. Some are teams that don't have any high school baseball, but they've come out, and I mean, they've kind of set the tone throughout the course of the summer.
Yeah, this is actually the first time where I've worked somewhere where there isn't high school baseball teams. So that took a little adjusting because I was kind of confused on the whole thing. I was like, what's the difference between Post 6 and Mustangs? And I literally finally asked someone.
Yeah.
And they explained it to me. I was probably I sounded so stupid. But I figured it out finally. But I've been super impressed with how well these guys play. I feel like every weekend I have something incredible to say about AJ Folds. I feel like he's always doing something, and even like this weekend, they even like Mustangs, Post 6, they all did so well. It was disappointing about Cheyenne Extreme for softball that they got eliminated. I was kind of disappointed in that, but it's been really cool to see the talent.
And Adam Galicia has had a remarkable program throughout the years. And if I'm not mistaken, we had him on, Nick. Didn't he mention that there was a key injury that pretty much sidelined one of his kids. I think for the rest of the season. I think it was his catcher.
I think so. But also too, I think his own daughter had an injury as well too. She's a key pitcher for the Extreme as well. So again, we'll ask him tomorrow, as he'll be on at least in studio. So we'll talk about Cheyenne Extreme with him tomorrow, at least in the first hour of the program. So looking forward to that. But yeah, again, Cheyenne Mustangs and what they've been doing, 41-2 overall on the season. Again, they're just cruising at this point in time. Again, with the other than this past weekend, again a 3-2 victory, 7-3, 6-5. The oddball close games, as I was talking with Jay over the weekend, he was going, hey, a lot of nail biters. We're not used to that, but again, it's a team that is. We brought it up last week of. 10 runs every team it kind of faces at this point in time. It's an offensive juggernaut, and again, to be 41-2 again, taking on these Colorado teams, taking on these Nebraska, wherever these teams are coming in from, they are just dominating everyone again, cruising in a 4th of July wood bat tournament down in Denver, Colorado, taking on those teams. It's nothing short of what we're seeing is spectacular at this point in time. And again, nothing against Cheyenne Post 6. They're doing their own thing. Again, they had some tough competition. Again, Lubbock against at least a Texas team, Seattle, Washington, Idaho, at least Idaho Falls, as they were competing in the Pacific West tournament down in Denver, Colorado. Again, they're still taking on top-level at least teams and doing fairly well for themselves. Again, 37-12 overall for the Cheyenne Post 6 Sixers. So, again, what we're seeing right now is, pretty phenomenal baseball, something that at least the city of Cheyenne should take a close look at least.
80-plus wins between two programs right now. That's, I shouldn't say 80, 70-plus wins between two programs right now. That is absolutely awesome. And again, too, I don't know if they, and maybe you might know this, Christy, do they have rankings? We had years ago with the Adams team, the 18 under, they were ranked nationally for their achievements. In Connie Mack, do they have rankings for Connie Mack? Do they have rankings in American Legion throughout the nation? I've never seen any.
I don't know. I've never seen any. You would think there would be. I've never seen.
They rank everything else, right?
Possibly. Again, even with the Cheyenne Mustangs, you feel like they wouldn't even probably get ranked of, again, as I've been hearing through the grapevine of, they're playing against these teams, or, it doesn't sound like they're playing anyone.
But see, you're dismissing the fact.
No, I'm not.
I know, but Colorado has some really good programs. Yeah. And again, when you're playing in the Mile High City area, there's a lot of baseball is huge down there. And I don't know if it's 6A or 5A down there. These championships are some phenomenal programs that are winning in Colorado. And then you go down, New Mexico's got some really good programs. You go up to Montana, again, Utah, as well as Nebraska. We're talking in this
South Dakota.
This part of the world, South Dakota, especially on the American Legion side, we're talking some programs that have some name recognition and success throughout the years. And again, when I go up and play baseball up in South Dakota there, I think it's post 6 and post 22. I might be wrong on the numbers, and I apologize. They've got, placards up there saying how many years they've won, and major leaguers that have come out of those programs too.
Right. I got to say, though, I got to give it to these kids, because I know it's a lot of hard work to be playing baseball at that level, and, it's summer and, being a student athlete still. But when I go to the gym, I see, these guys from both sides of the team in the gym for, a couple hours a day, and they're working out and, running, getting their cardio in. Honestly, we're just seeing the fruits of their labor. They put in the time to be good. They put in the time at practice, and they're putting in the extra time at the gym to kind of build up that strength and their endurance. So, that's what happens when, you work that hard. They're just
and a tip of the cap, though, too, to both Ty Lane and Rick Thompson. And like we had Ty in here last week, sometimes you just sit down and you look at your 9 guys, and the lineup card is easy to write, and you got your pitchers all ready to rock and roll. Again, the kids are making the managerial jobs a lot easier for these two skippers right now.
You kind of wonder if the young student athletes, they see her in the gym, they go, "Hey, Christy, can I use can I get some one-on-one on-air time?
Did you bring your cameras? So
absolutely. I need my publicity. Yeah. I need to be out there on Channel 5, please. They need the publicity.
But I think that's a nice deal, because besides us, the other radio station and Channel 5, the exposure that we're giving these kids right now, is more than well deserved. And again, we've got a big tournament coming up next week.
If it happens.
Well, let's lay it out on the table here because it's expected to happen here in 8 days. Chris, do you feel that Cabo tournament's going to take place amongst all of the politics that was involved?
I hope so. I would like to see it. I know I did I covered it on the news side, the whole
city council deal.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it because really the whole thing was so confusing.
Oh yeah, trust me.
So like just moving here, they were like, well, no, this happened and this guy did this, and I was like, oh, rewind. Let's just like start from the beginning. So I really do. It happens, especially mostly for the kids. Like I want to see them play baseball because that's the sport that they love to play. So I hope it happens.
Well, this also is a big tournament, and it has a lot of, if it happens, has a lot of prestige behind it, and the winner moves on to bigger and better things.
An automatic bid into, I do believe that at least the Connie Mack World Series is what's tied to it, but trust me, again, you're nothing where we were at. Again, I'm coming in August. I had no idea about this whole thing, and yeah, as soon as we talk with the mayor, we talk with Steve Avila, we talk with every party under the sun about this thing, and absolutely, here it is. We're a week away. We don't know. Again, we can only assume it's going to happen, and I'm still confused on who is, at least what all happened during that whole thing. Again, as we've had a few parties lie to us, a few parties kind of mislead us on a few things. We will not name those parties, as she might be at the center seat, but at least at the city council. But
the thing is with this World Series, we'll know by this weekend. Because if I'm not
3 days.
If I'm not mistaken, Avila's got to pony up to the bar and give some money to the city. So and that would be Friday.
Should we get a hold of our boy Dickie Shaner to see if he's paid up by chance?
Well, I don't think anything probably.
Or do we go after Sanchez?
Channel 5, the newspaper, us. No one knows what has gone on.
I'm just saying, should I get a hold of Sanchez and say, hey, is this guy paid up?
Jason Sanchez ain't going to say nothing.
That's true.
Don't even go there because, again, he's also part of the problem in all of this.
Yeah.
And I don't care whether he likes it or not. He is part of the problem. And whether actually for him, the best thing for him is go hide under a rock right now.
Yeah.
Let the grown-ups take care of everything, which would be the city council and Avila. Let them take care of it. Nobody from the outside needs to get involved. Avila had his legal team, if I was not mistaken. They were the last ones that were involved after the decision came down whether this was all to take place.
I thought we weren't bringing up that COPPA thing anymore. I thought we were done with it, right?
Not until next week.
Oh, okay.
I'm like you. I'm like Chris. I plan to be sitting in the stands because I know we want to take some time off and actually sit down and watch some good baseball. And we're going to see, fingers crossed, we're going to see some top flight teams in this town. All right, we got to take a time out. Hour number 2 is headed your way. In hour number 2, we're going to talk some hoops. NBA free agency hoops.
I think even also to bodybuilding competitions as well too, as she took part in something that happened over the past weekend.
We can talk anything we want. Mondays is her day here on.
Well, we can talk anything because it's my show, right? My name's listed first, so don't forget that.
I write the checks.
Then where is mine?
You won't get one now. All right, we're going to be right back after these words on 1480 K-Ray.
This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne.
Also being heard on translator K266CC Cheyenne at 101.1 FM.
Is your teenager ready to drive?
Come on, Mom. Let's go.
Sorry, you're not ready to drive yet.
What? Come on.
You need to complete a driver's ed class first.
The Wyoming Montana Safety Council offers a complete driver's education program taught by Tim Woodard, former Laramie County School District's driver's ed teacher. Classes are starting soon. Please call 635-4592 to sign up or go to wmsafetycouncil.org. Wyoming Montana Safety Council. Think safe, live safe.
Wow, it's hot enough out there to fry chicken. So now's the time to find ways to beat the heat in Marv's Plumbing and Heating. 1515 Logan Avenue is the best place to go to get cool. Marv's Plumbing and Heating, which provides complete air conditioning, installation, inspection, and repair services, is offering its air conditioning inspections for just $98. So beat the heat right now by calling Marv's Plumbing and Heating today at 316-7634. That's 316-7634.
What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local, it's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
Welcome to hour number 2 of Wyoming Sports Talk Today, which is being brought to you by a lot of great friends of ours.
What are you doing over there?
We were talking.
You realize that we're going back on.
We're talking about you.
Good.
And
a lot of people
and we both agreed. Anyway, our program being brought to you by Taco John's of Cheyenne. Again, a plethora of locations and delicious eats all the time. We also want to thank Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service on Highway 30. Chick-fil-A at the corner of Windmill and Del Range right across from Menards. So, again, you love lunch and you love dinner and you love those delicious chicken sandwiches and waffle fries, vanilla shakes. You're going to love them for breakfast, too. Please see Ray and Cindy and the whole crew Monday through Saturday.
You could just eat the fruit cups there, too. Right?
You know what? I think that sounds like a plan for dinner. Key of Cheyenne. Well, yeah, but you're not invited. Key of Cheyenne over on Nation Way. Again, see my good friends AJ and Greg Miller over there and that great staff. Platte Valley Bank has 2 banking locations. You will find Rick and the crew over at the original location on Vanda High. Of course, their east side location at the corner of College and Pershing. Medicap Pharmacy for all your pharmaceutical needs. Same location. Not their first rodeo. They've been there, done it for many years over on Bluegrass Circle next to Texas Roadhouse. Lennox Auto Body ×2, the Auto Glass and Detail Center on Percy Boulevard, the main repair center over on Dunn Avenue where they have a lot of bays to get the job done right, always the first time. Key people of Cheyenne, they'll come on by and clean it so you don't have to. Rachel is our point of contact. She will give you the free estimate. Bang, 414-0074. First Tier Bank over at 1508 Stillwater Avenue. Tim and his great staff wants to talk to you, and maybe you want to talk to them about some special CD rates going on right now. Mondello's Pizzeria, Paisan food at its best. Joe and Caesar, you guys are my buds, you know that. And again, they do delicious pizza, stromboli, calzones, sandwiches on fresh baked bread. I say no more.
I mean,
Mondello's Pizzeria.
You think Italian food, they do it all.
That's right. That's the only place you think of for Paisan food. Real Paisano food. Wyoming Montana Safety Council. Give Tim a call, 635-4592. Mars Plumbing Heating, 1515 Logan Avenue. Linkaway Liquor at 2825 East Linkaway. And, of course, our scoreboard is brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. Nick's got the scoreboard. What do you got?
From this past weekend, we'll start on the softball side with the Cheyenne Extreme. On Saturday, they had a doubleheader. Game 1 against the Rocky Mountain Rush. They won 14-11. Game number 2 against the Extreme out of Oklahoma. They lost that contest, unfortunately, 9-3. That was in the consolation bracket for the Cheyenne Extreme. Team Galicia, they are on the season 26-17-1. For Cheyenne Post 6, the Sixers, they were in action this weekend as well. On Saturday, they had a doubleheader. Game number 1 against the Lubbock Raiders. They won 8-0. Game number 2 down in Denver, Colorado. They took on the Seattle Select. They won that contest 4-1. On Sunday, in the championship game against Idaho Falls, lost 6-5. So the Cheyenne Post 6 Sixers on this season 37-12-0. And last but not least, the Cheyenne Mustangs in action as well. They were down in Denver, Colorado at the 4th of July Wood Bat Shootout. Game number 1 of the doubleheader on Saturday was against Dakota Ridge. Won that contest 3-2. Game number 2 against Slammer Fiscus, as they have multiple Slammers teams. Game number 2, they won that contest 7-3. Sunday's championship game against Slammers Corton, they won 6-5. So the Cheyenne Mustangs are 41-2-0 overall, as they keep on just dominating on the baseball scene. So that's what's happening. At least that's what did happen on the local side of baseball and softball.
Major League Baseball, all I can tell you is Detroit has beaten Toronto today. The Giants and the Rockies, they will match up over at Coors Field. It will be Matt Bum going up against Kyle Freeland. That'll be a 6:40 Mountain Time start.
You realize you could pull up all this stuff on your phone, right? That's why we upgraded you to that iPhone.
I don't have my phone in here. Because you know why I don't have my phone here? You whine and moan because
you leave it on. You don't know how to control that thing. Yeah, so
Sorry.
it rings off. I don't want to hear that.
I'm sorry when you're high mucky muck like me, an executive.
You might want to continue that a little faster on that sentence.
I said
when I'm high.
Well, when I'm a high mucky muck, you interrupt me all the time, knucklehead. Anyway,
I got to.
Giants and the Rocks, and then the late game will have the Pirates taking on the Dodgers. Diamondbacks have somebody at Chase Field tonight, too. That's
Great
it.
scoreboard.
Your scoreboard is brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
This is the Pepsi that's got a date with your taste buds. We're talking 1,000 bubbles dancing a two-step with you and 2 tacos at 2 a.m.
Order number 83? Come on, you're up.
This is the Pepsi that has mastered the art of the late-night munchies and is always down to dig into some deep dish.
Hey, we don't do deep dish, capiche?
Try telling that to Chicago. This is the Pepsi for po' boys, pulled pork sliders, and the godfather of all sandwiches, the Godfather. This is the Pepsi for street carts, anything a la carte, and is dying to make the leap into your grocery cart. Come on, take us home with you. This is the Pepsi for those who are forever fun. This is the Pepsi for every generation.
Got something to say? Then get it off your chest right now. Phone lines are open at 307-514-1071. Make your opinion count and call the show. Wyoming Sports Talk today.
The only father and son radio duo, and of course, no one else wants to match what we do because they actually like each other. Larry Proetti along with Nick Proetti, and of course, we have Christy Wade join us from TV5, your station, KGWN TV. Something that Christy's very heavily involved with, and you know what? And it is very glamorous. This sport,
glamorous.
It is.
Well,
it's an attractive sport simply for the fact that what you can do with your body by building it up with whether it's weights or other type of exercises. And again, we have seen the men through the years, and again, we'll look at Arnold back in the day. But the ladies are now front and center. And again, it's not six packs and everything else. It's what you do.
You certainly still need to have the, and I'll toss this word out, the chutzpah to do all that. I'm not doing not. There is no way in hell you're seeing me on a stage like that. But anyways,
and no one wants to see you anyway.
Oh, please.
Anyway, so Christy, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird how the whole thing really worked out. Before I even started this whole thing, I'm the type of person that just kind of spontaneously signs up for sporting events that I really don't know what goes on. So
you go, this looks like fun, I'll do it.
Yeah, sign me up. So this actually started, I randomly signed up for Miss New Mexico back in 2015. I've never competed in a pageant in my entire life, ever. Like, try to get me to wear a dress and heels is asking a lot. So now I'm signing up for this pageant. No, I literally went out there, had no idea what I was doing, ended up winning, and then got to represent New Mexico on the national stage. Did that. And then kind of the same deal with bodybuilding. I saw a flyer on my gym wall of some chick with like a six-pack, and I was like, I think I can do that. Went into this thing, had no idea what I was doing, spontaneously signed up for it, took top 10, and then it just kind of progressed from there. So up until this weekend, I was a 4-time national qualifying bodybuilder. And then this year, I decided to compete for the first time, obviously out of state in a different organization, and at the Jay Cutler Classic. And it was really cool because Jay Cutler himself was actually there. Like, he came to Cheyenne.
Now, this is not the football player, Jay Cutler.
No, we're talking like Mr. Olympia.
Jay, not Jake Cutler.
Yeah. And if, like, in the bodybuilding scene, I mean, there's Arnold, you know, and then there's, like, Jay Cutler. And these people are, like, demigods, essentially. And so that was really cool. But for the last, probably 5 months, I've been training for the Cutler Classic, and I got up there and I took second place in one of the bigger classes, and then I took 2 third place, so it got me qualified for nationals.
So run down, what is the Jay Cutler Classic, or at least what does it involve? Is it something where, again, just kind of play as if we're just stupid on this whole thing of, is it something where, yeah, don't even point it, you should point it at yourself, but again, is it something where, again, you have talent throughout the country competing at this, again, where is it held, and again, just talk about, just give us a full rundown of what this classic kind of entails.
So in bodybuilding, they divide you up based on height class. So there's different categories. So for women, there's, bikini, figure, and I believe that's like, I think it's called like physique, and then they have like masters for like the older ones. And then for men, it's like bodybuilding. And, obviously that's what really comes to mind is you see like the really big, like super buff guys. But on the women's side, there's different categories. So for me, because, I'm 5'9", a little bit leaner than, someone who's, 5'5" or 5'6", so I compete bikini. And then, there's figure girls. And to this day, I'm still, like, the difference between, like, a bikini person and a figure competitor are 2 totally different body types. Like, a figure girl has, like, a 12-pack.
Oh,
and then
the super athletes are the ones who are just 24/7 in gym.
Yeah, and like, even though, like, I spend a lot of time in the gym, but even if I ate 100 chicken breasts a day, I doubt I could even have a 12-pack. So it's just unreal. Like, these women are, like, elite athletes, and getting to step on stage with them is a little intimidating, but it's a lot of fun.
How much weights are involved? And again, when you think of the big guys, and they're over there, chucking weights. That's their main crux of bodybuilding. But for the women, yes, weights are important, but what other things go into preparing for these type of events?
So it's really funny because a lot of people think if you lift heavy, you're going to get big or whatever, but honestly, a big part of it is diet. So you can go and spend as much time as you want in the gym, but if you're not backing it up with the right diet that your coach or trainer has you on, it's not really going to do anything.
Diet consists of proteins?
High protein, carbs. For me, it's no sugar.
Oh,
that's hard.
And then,
I'm out.
Yeah, right. And then the week before, I actually completely carb deplete, sugar deplete, and then you do like 2 gallons of water a day. And then like the day before the show, you pretty much dehydrate yourself, so when you step on stage, you're pretty much just shredded.
Wow.
I thought that was like not so much a wives' tale, but I thought that was like some athletes went to that extreme of the dehydration.
This sounds worse than what wrestlers have to go through to make weight.
Right. It's essentially the same thing because, like, you don't want to step on stage being, like, bloated because you drank so much water. And a lot of times, like, you have to go sit in the sauna because you're not cutting the water weight so fast. So you'll go sit in the sauna in, like, a little sweatsuit, and you're just trying to lose all that water before you step on stage. So it's kind of the same thing how, like, a fighter trains for their fights.
Now, going through all this process again, if you are to win this competition, is it, are we looking at kind of monetary prize values? I mean, what are you looking at if you win these kind of sort of things? Again, I for all I know, it's maybe you're winning a protein bar. You get to eat after all these things. Again, just what is the kind of prizes for winning events like this?
So in some organizations, yeah, you can compete for money. For this one, getting the chance to go to nationals and compete on the national stage. When you start moving up to national spotlight events like that, you can start competing for money. And when you get up there, there can be some pretty serious cash on the line. A couple $1,000s depending on the organization, which is kind of cool to get paid essentially for standing on stage flexing your muscles. It sounds so silly when I say it.
I mean, it's not a bad way to make money.
Actually, guys like me who have watched those type of competitions, both men and women, again, like I said, on the women's side, it's a thing of beauty more than anything. Mm-hmm. And the guys, you're sitting there going, how does this guy, have a mountain for a muscle? Or
you can only assume.
You think back to, we go back to the wrestlers, guys like Hulk Hogan, who were.
We know how he got bulked up.
But he was a weightlifter though too.
Yeah, I get that.
And again, that's what these guys do. That's all they do. They pump iron. Obviously diet is very important. And again, too, you look at these guys, how massive they are, and then their waist is
so tiny.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. It sounds kind of funny because, like, one of the biggest tricks I've learned, just because I've been doing this for 5 years now, and it sounds so silly, but, like, a lot of bodybuilders and fitness people are like, oh, protein shakes. Well, my trainer and coach actually took me off protein shakes because they were making me, I don't want to say fat, but they were making me a little, like, pudgy, I guess. And so when it would come to show day, I was having a really hard time cutting down to what was considered stage ready. And it's because they had a higher fat content. And so it sounds literally absolutely insane. And people, like, shiver when I tell them, I drink egg whites. I don't cook them, I drink them. And so, like, I'll do, like, 16 ounces a day, and you get more protein, but it's lower, like, no fat and less calories. I don't know. It sounds really good. People are like, I would never do that.
Yeah, that doesn't sound worth it at all. Again,
that reminds me of Rocky 1, but he took the whole egg.
Just put me in the torture chamber.
So again, and we're going to move on with the program here. What athletic events were you involved in, I guess, a high school, college?
Yeah, so in high school, I did volleyball, track, and cross country. Was planning on playing volleyball in college, but I kind of got burned out on it, so I chose to run cross country and track at the collegiate level. And I don't know why I somehow got the gift of running, which is probably the worst sport ever, because some people are like, I hate running. And then I'm like, no, running's great because there's no punishment in running. What is your coach going to do? Like, oh, go run 4 miles? Okay.
Go run extra faster. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. There's no punishment in running, so.
I mean, the only punishment is just kind of on your limbs and everything, and just joints and all that.
Oh, yeah. My legs and knees are like 150 years old.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the only true punishment. But, yeah, again, at that point in time. Is that something where you compete? Like, for instance, I do believe at, Super Day, we have the Tour de Prairie. Isn't that a running event?
Yeah, Tour de Prairie.
Yeah, again,
did you get involved in 5Ks, 10Ks throughout? Are you still involved in any of those type of events?
I used to do Run for the Zoo back home every year. As I've gotten older, though, like getting up in the 30s now, running is definitely
You're a kid. You're a kid.
No, but when you've run, cross country your whole life and just trying to run a block now, I'm like, ugh, my knees.
Have you ever done a marathon?
No. I would never do a marathon. I would last 100 feet and be like, okay, I'm done.
So the longest I ever did, and this was back for a radio station when I was in Sterling, this is about 84, I did a 10K.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe
you could run? What?
Yeah, back then I actually was, before the cancer and everything else, I was actually in pretty good shape.
Yeah, sure.
Now I'm a chocolate mess, but hey, that's what
Whose
happens.
fault is that?
That's what happens when you're 61. Wait till
you have a gym membership. You don't go.
No, it expired. I have to get it renewed.
Whatever. That's whose fault is that? We have a park right there as well too.
I know. Well, my dog's no longer around. I don't have no excuse to go.
I still go.
Oh, I'm going to put you on a leash? Sure, not a problem.
Wow.
Got it all taken care of.
Wow, thank you.
All right, we're going to take a timeout. We're going to come back. We got to talk some hoops. Nice talk with Christy Wade here. And again, this is exciting too. Again, if some ladies out here, and I know we have a couple of fitness places in town that are very, very reputable. Do they offer those type of programs for potential stars of the future?
For fitness?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, if any girls out there are looking to compete, feel more than happy to reach out to me. I can help you out with, like, posing and stuff. Obviously, I'm not a personal trainer, so.
Right.
What works for me won't work for you,
well,
maybe.
What would be the best, at least for someone who, either if it's male, but obviously it'd be better for a female, again, what would be the best kind of like starting out for them if they go, hey, maybe I could probably do this. What would be kind of your recommendation of kind of starting out, or at least is it something where, hey, go research this thing, or just go hit the gym, look at diet? I mean, what would you tell someone, like, the first steps hitting the blocks?
I would say go research first, and then the second thing, find a show that's going on in the area and go watch it, and just that way you kind of have an idea of what happens, and then you can reach out to someone at your local gym and kind of get started that way.
Being health conscious these days, too, and a lot of younger
being health conscious this day will drive you to get cancer.
No kidding. But I almost had another word to say there. But anyway, what I was going to say, a lot of younger folks now are into more of the bodybuilding than weightlifting per se. So again, those are things that our younger people should get involved in a program. Again, like you said, do some research on it, or feel free to get a hold of Christy. She'd be more than happy to help you along. We're going to take a timeout. Going to come back. NBA has some free agents and some that are already in the books signed. We'll be back after these words right here in 1480 K-Ray.
We are the key to your cleaning success. The Key People that provides affordable office and professional cleaning services for over 40 years with exceptional customer care. All of our contractors have background checks and are licensed and bonded. We guarantee you a safe and secure service that is tailored to your individual and business needs. The Key People do not impose year-long contracts, and all quotes are free, confidential, and personalized. Call Key People at 1-800-468-8283. That's 1-800-468-8283.
The time is now, and the place to go is Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service for their annual model clearance sale of Jayco RVs and fifth wheels. This is your year to travel the countryside, and what better way with your Jayco RV from Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service. And to put you on the road today, save 30% on their annual model clearance. Their savings are always the best on whatever model you select. Come see and take home your favorite today when you buy from Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service at 6102 East Highway 30 in Cheyenne, or go online to jollyrogersrvs.com.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Summer is here, and the Wyoming Beer Distributors wish you a happy and safe summer with this reminder. If you are serving alcohol at one of those great backyard barbecues or company picnics, it's your responsibility to make sure that none of your guests drink and drive. Pace the drinks, push snacks. Be sure to offer non-alcohol beverages and stop serving alcohol well before the party's over. No one should be put at risk because of drinking. It's up to you to do your part. This message sponsored by the Wyoming Beer Distributors Association, the Wyoming Association of Broadcasters, and this station.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 K-Ray.
For tonight, it'll be sunny with highs around 88 and winds out of the west at 10 to 15. And for tonight, it'll be mostly clear with lows around 54. On Tuesday, it'll be mostly sunny with a possible thunderstorm in the afternoon with highs around 87. And on Tuesday night, it'll be mostly cloudy with lows around 55.
You bleed brown and gold? So do we. Wyoming Cowboys football and basketball is always front and center on this show. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's here on AM 1480 K-Ray.
We are back on Wyoming Sports Talk today, and hopefully she's going to be a Monday regular with us because we really enjoy having her in here, and she's got some good stories to talk about.
Unfortunately, when we talked off air with her, next Monday won't, but instead with Kava happening, we will try and get Rick Thompson, Ty Lane in for Monday because, again, that will be our only show of next week.
No.
What?
You're here. That's sorry. You cancel what you got to do. No,
don't listen to him.
Anyway, yeah, that's fine. We can live with that. But
well,
she'll be back with us.
It's the big baseball tournament again.
That's right.
What we've been talking about, what we led up to.
She's busy too, and she's got all kinds of stuff going on. All right, so obviously you have been, Christy, like us, following the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
We got to ask NBA team
who is your favorite team?
Oh gosh, I'm not a bandwagon fan. I swear it's just who we are as a family. Golden State.
Oh, there we go.
Hey.
Wait, Dodgers and then Golden State.
It's all right.
All right, we'll take it. It's half and half. All right,
we will give her. We will move that.
It's
grade.
A pass.
We'll move that grade from an F now to a C.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, with the Warriors, obviously good news out of Golden State camp with Kevin Durant. Yeah, again, as we've known about it, he said it after they won the championship this year that he was going to resign, be a Warrior, and he absolutely did. Again, it's a 2-year contract, max deal that he will sign to be back with the Golden State Warriors. But the decision, it happened this week. We're going to hold that off?
Hold off on
or do we keep on the Warrior route? Where
on KD. Now, let's get to the terms of the contract. If I understand it right, KD has the option written in on this contract that he could opt out next year if he wants. It's a 2-year deal.
Yeah.
But the way it's written,
it's a 1-and-1.
Yeah, it's 1-and-1. So, I guess since you're a bandwagon Golden State Warrior fan, and
he said it, I didn't.
We are traditional Warrior fans. Again, I go back to the '75 championship with Rick Barry. But is this something if the Warriors win next year, for argument's sake, is that something that KD's going to say? I got 3 in a row. I'm going to boogie on somewhere else. What would you think?
I don't know, because when the whole OKC area, I'm a big Thunder fan too, and so
all right,
I don't see him going anywhere else. I really don't. I mean, he has a good thing going at Golden State. I don't see what's going to benefit him going somewhere else.
Well, and again, to kind of back up your statement there, again, as we've said many a time on the show, or at least I have, is again, what are you playing sports for? Why are you a professional athlete? Why are you competing? You're there to win championships. Right. Guess what? KD's doing that right now. Again, I don't think, again, to add to the legacy, again, with the NBA, your legacy, your championship runs are all about of who you are. Again, that's why we have the LeBron and Michael Jordan talk of, Michael's got 6. You only got 3, LeBron, so you're nowhere near him. Again, I think KD's at that point where, again, why did he leave OKC? Hey, I wasn't winning championships. Right. This team is. Hey, I'm gonna go get mine.
And the good news too, to both of us, is with KD making that 2-year commitment. And again, he's got that option year next year if he wants to blow. And I think you guys are absolutely right. Probably going to fulfill those 2 years because everybody else, the main players, Iggy, Klay Thompson, and they'll get that deal taken care of with Klay Thompson.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I think they'll get it done this year. Steph's under contract. Draymond will be under contract. Right there, that is your staple for a championship right now. So I would think,
why mess with it?
We're talking hopefully next year a 3-peat. We might be saying in 2 more years
it should have been a 5-peat.
Well, I know that. Thank you to Mr. Silver, that knucklehead. But anyway, looking at this situation, we could be looking at a possible 4-peat by this team.
Yeah, I just don't see him. I would not understand his reasoning for leaving Golden State.
And it ain't money anymore. I don't think with these guys, it can't be money. $30 million, you just...
I've been telling you that. Again, he's got so much endorsement deal money. And
I understand that, but our next cat we're going to talk about, they gave him everything but the city keys.
Are you talking JaVale McGee?
No, I'm talking about the top dog.
Oh, okay. Because JaVale McGee is no longer a Warrior.
Who cares?
He went and joined another team for the reason we're about to talk to, at least about, in the decision, which, again, in my opinion, I thought this guy was going to make his decision here at the tail end of this month. I did not expect it this fast. Again, I thought he was going to weigh his all options. Again, listen to Philadelphia, listen to Boston, listen to Houston, Golden State, even Denver, as much as everyone's insane thinking he was going to go to the Nuggets. But, yes, LeBron James has signed a 4-year max contract, $154 million deal with the Los Angeles Lakers.
$38.5 million per year. Again, LeBron doesn't need the money.
No.
So he's going to Los Angeles. And again, first and foremost, does he butt heads with Luke Walton? He's the head coach of that team. And again, he is a winner. He already proved beyond a shadow of doubt when Kerr went down. And again, the Warriors were built to win anyway.
I was going to say, the Warriors don't really, they're kind of like LeBron where they don't need a coach.
This is his team, though. Magic Johnson made sure when they brought Walton in, this is his team. And again, now with McGee, McGee comes in, he knows Walton, he knows the style.
They're already putting JaVale as part of the big 3 in LA with LeBron. JaVale, come on, this guy was coming off.
I'll ignore him, but anyway, going.
I'm just saying, JaVale is not.
With Tyronn Lue, again, Lue really had no control of the Cavaliers. It was LeBron James, but this is Luke Walton's team, so. Right away, are we going to, is LeBron going to be pushing Walton out? Come on. Give me a break.
Here's my okay. A lot of people I've heard are kind of like, well, why didn't he go to the Sixers? And we had a big discussion about this at the station yesterday. And the thing about LeBron is, and this is kind of my opinion, that he would never go to a team where there are a lot of people to help him. I think LeBron particularly enjoys being that one-man show, and I think he likes having to carry a team on his back. And so I feel like with him going to the Lakers, he's going to be that guy that's going to be carrying the team once again like he did with the Cavaliers. I feel like if he went to the Sixers, it wouldn't be just LeBron.
Well, no, absolutely not. With Embiid and everyone else, again, part of that process in Philadelphia. No, he would be part of a super team. I would not doubt. Again, I
would stamp them as contenders right away if he would have went to Philly.
Absolutely. But again, with LeBron, he does with the Lakers does elevate them. Again, it goes back to the conversation we had of where we kind of piece the rest of the league right now if it were to happen. Well, guess what? It has happened. Yeah, the Lakers now are an absolute playoff team. There's no doubt about it. Again, just with LeBron, not all these other moves that they've done recently. Right. No, Lakers are now at least a playoff contender. Are they winning the Pacific? Sorry, you still got the defending champions there in your own Pacific. That ain't happening. And also, too, again, Houston is still a viable threat. And, it's just kind of funny reading social media as much as it makes it wacky is seeing all these, people going out there going, oh, it's going to be Boston versus Los Angeles coming up in this series, or at least in this next NBA Finals. Hold up. There's still a team in that same division that he's got to meet that he's already had a difficult time with. And, again, they're not moving any pieces.
He's lost 3 out of 4 times to him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, we'll give the fact that the Lakers are now a playoff team.
No, there's no doubt about it.
And again, Christie's absolutely right. He will put the team on his back. That's what he likes doing. But again, I think the move for LeBron going to the Pacific Division, I don't think it's a good move. I think he's on a team. I think he's going to be on a team like Cleveland that's going to be a 5th or 6th place seed when it comes to playoffs, but he's not going to carry him through to the championship round against the Warriors or Houston, whoever it is, because they're going to have to match up with either Houston or Golden State in the semifinals, and I don't think they can do it.
No, it's certainly going to be an issue where, again, it goes back to where I thought absolutely he was going to be a Laker, but I think it kind of goes into, if I had to go in the psychology of LeBron, it was more so of a situation where, the East is a joke. It's a complete joke. It's a cruise mode for LeBron and whatever team he's on. Hey, here's the West. Here's the Pacific. Hey, I want to challenge myself. Kind of prove all the haters, quote unquote, of going, hey, I can still get it done even in the tough West that it is, and especially in the same division that is the 3-time at least NBA champions with the Golden State Warriors. I don't discredit LeBron doing this. I think for him personally, this makes sense of, it just adds to his character of going, all right, here's a real challenge for me. Let's see if I can actually get it done.
Right. And again, he's going to have to do it without Paul George. Mm-hmm. Paul George decided to stay with OKC.
That was huge. That was surprising to me.
Paul's going to stay with Houston.
No surprise there.
So the only other cat to help him is Magic's going to have to pull off the trade with the Spurs. Spurs are going to ask for a lot in return. If you're going to take Kawhi, you got to give me, because again, we've talked about it, and I'm sure you've mentioned this before too. Spurs are aging.
Yeah.
And they're going to want some youth, and one would be Lonzo Ball.
Well, Lonzo right now is hurt. He's got, I do believe, torn meniscus.
But I'm just saying that the Spurs are going to want some young,
up-and-coming talent. They got the youth around, at least there again. But do they?
I don't think Kawhi is going to be a Laker.
I think who knows? But again, are the Lakers going to be willing to give up Lonzo? Are they going to be willing to give up Kyle Kuzma?
I think they have a better shot at going after the Celtics right now.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
That's just my opinion. I don't know. What do you think about it?
I was just thinking the same thing. Like, I'm not a big Lonzo fan anyway.
You don't like the Ball family?
You're sick of Pops, aren't you?
Really.
I don't know if I should admit that I tried to reach out to LeVar Ball to get him on the show here.
Thank you that you didn't get him, because I would be tearing him.
I'm going to still go after him. I want to talk to the guy.
He would be interesting to talk to.
See,
just
exactly.
To kind of pick I give you that.
Yeah, again, I just whatever crazy thing he'll say, again, he'll probably go, Wyoming's a state? Where is this? I don't know. Again, it's just whatever wacky thing he's going to say. But, again, with the Kawhi situation, we know.
I don't like talking to morons.
I do it to you every day. But anyways,
I just said I don't like talking to morons. Anyway, Christy, how you doing?
Wow. Yeah, you took my joke. Anyway, so again, with Kawhi, we do know for sure that he is going to be traded. He says, yeah, I'm done with San Antonio. We're not working out anything. I want out of here. And it's a situation of what team, as we've been talking for quite some time, what team is going to put up the best value for Kawhi? Again, also, too, what team kind of values him the most, where this is a guy that has good talent, but is injured quite often. Again, we saw him where I couldn't even remember at least the last time he's played a full season. He's been out of the playoffs. He's been out of the regular season. This guy is a Derrick Rose. Again, he is Derrick Rose of this kind of current youth movement through the NBA of going, you had a lot of talent, but you just can't, you have no production. But, now is it something, and again, we'll get your opinion on this, Chrissy, of if Kawhi does land to the Lakers, and again, we'll toss out Kuzma, we'll toss out Ball, they go to San Antonio, and it's just a 2-for-1 of, hey, they get Kawhi, you got Kawhi, you're going to have LeBron James, you're going to have JaVale McGee, also too, you will have Lance Stevenson from the Indiana Pacers, as he will be joining now, again, former foes out in the East with the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah, but he's a minor player.
He's still a big name. He's still a good quality player to put around LeBron James. But, in the situation, if Kawhi's on this team, if, now we know LeBron, Lance Stevenson, and also to JaVale McGee, again, 4 big names there. Chrissy, in your opinion, is that something that elevates them past the Warriors? Is this now a team where you go and say, yes, they are the championship, they are the team to beat right now in the West?
No. I back it up because, well, and maybe it's because I'm a Golden State fan, but Golden State took down LeBron already. I mean, just because you're going to have, a few other guys that are good. I mean, no. The Golden State's like a veteran team. They have the chemistry. They have the talent. You got Steph Curry shooting half-court threes like it's nothing. I mean,
he's shooting it from San Francisco half the time.
I know,
but
it's unreal.
But again, with the Lakers, it's a situation where, and again, I agree with you. I think the key word is chemistry.
Yeah, there's
again, we saw that with the Cleveland teams where, again, we're bringing in Kevin Love, we're bringing in, or at least they already have the established with Kyrie, but you're bringing in J.R. Smith and all these other kind of revolving pieces. Even this year with sending over Larry Nance Jr. and all those L.A. Laker pieces.
Right.
It's a team that really didn't seem like it had chemistry, a good flow at certain points in time. Even during the playoffs we saw. That's going to be the big issue with the Lakers is Lance Stevenson. Again, a guy who is, again, you have to go off of the memes and the gifs of where, again, he's blowing into the ear of LeBron. He's been that kind of person to, quote-unquote, troll LeBron James, but is it something where he can get on the same kind of page as LeBron? Can JaVale McGee, who's been on the opposite side, again, on these Warrior teams beating up Cleveland, can he get on the same page? Kawhi's going to be that, he's going to want all the attention, all eyes on him in La La Land at Los Angeles. Again, one of the biggest markets out there. He's going to also, too, want some of the, at least all eyes on him of going, hey, give me the ball. I want my opportunity. We're gonna lead this team with me. But,
Not with LeBron. I mean, that's two people who like to be in the spotlight, 2 people that like to have the ball. I mean, that could really work against you if you are over there. They're both trying to.
They're going to try to. What are they going to try to do? Build LeBron back up to be the second coming of Kobe Bryant?
Hey, Kobe already reached out. He said, hey, welcome, man. So, again.
It ain't going to happen. The one surprise that I do have on the list was Ariza. I was shocked to find out that he signed with the Phoenix Suns.
Oh.
That was like.
Going where careers are going to die.
Yeah, evidently it's like, I understand you want to make a lot of cash, but my goodness, leaving off Houston? I mean, really, that would have been their big 3.
No, I unless Houston is trying to say, hey, Ariza, we don't need you. We're going to bring in someone else again. There are still a lot of big names on the free agent where you could pair with Harden, where you could pair with Chris Paul. Absolutely. It might be a situation where, hey, Trevor Ariza, we had your fun with you. We're not going to sign you. Here's Phoenix to go right ahead. And again, it was surprising that Phoenix did lock him up again for only 1 year, $15 million. As Golden State, I think, was one team that was very heavily at least scouting Trevor Ariza. But it's a situation where you kind of go, huh? You're going to that team? What? Trevor, don't you want to win a championship? You're not going to do it anytime with the Phoenix Suns.
I'm surprised that the Cronkies, or Junior Cronky, is going to spend some money. But I'm glad they did get Will Barton. That was
we all knew that.
I think that was one of the keys, though, to Jokic. They had to have Will Barton in play. Now, that also tells me, and like you said too, Nick, that,
what?
Somebody's going to be on the move.
Well, Fareed's got to go.
Yeah, Fareed's going to be definitely on the move right now because they're well over the salary cap. This would be the first time the Nuggets have
paying
been
electric tax.
Yeah, so Fareed's got to go. But I mean, Will Barton, they hauled him some big cash though. 4 years, $54 million.
Yeah. I again for the Nuggets right now, they need to. Again,
that's just to get them to 8th place.
They're not now with the Lakers signing LeBron. No, that's as we try to establish what was going to be the NBA season for upcoming. Sorry, Nuggets, what you did last year, especially with Jokic of the phenomenal year he had, it still wasn't good enough to get you in the playoffs. Now with LeBron and the Lakers now elevating themselves, sorry. Denver, you're going to fall even farther behind unless you sign someone bigger and better than what you got right now. Because obviously what you had, again, as you're re-signing, still isn't enough at this point in time. Again, Oklahoma City, again, retaining Paul George, and also, too, again, Carmelo's still going to be there at this point in time. They're still a good outfit. Houston hasn't really – they've re-signed their pieces. Golden State's still going to be fine. Again, Portland's kind of the big issue right now where they've unloaded a few pieces, and right now, at least kind of what reports have been saying is that Damian Lillard is not too happy right now with the Trailblazers, and he might want out of Portland. But, again, right now for the Nuggets, they're kind of behind the 8 ball where, sorry, another Western team just got even bigger and better than you did. You're going to have to sit back even farther to make it to the playoffs. But and I'll ask this to you, Chrissy, as we all have the free agent tracker list here in front of us. But, if they get rid of Fareed and maybe another piece on this Nuggets team, trade for someone or give that money to, take that hit on that luxury cap, who on this kind of free agent tracker is someone that you kind of go and look and say, yeah, maybe having Isaiah Thomas, for example, he elevates this Nuggets team to getting into that 8 or 7 slot in the at least Western Conference playoffs.
To be perfectly honest, I mean this respectfully. I mean, I think at this rate, if they take anyone that has maybe just a little more talent than what they have, is going to help them tremendously.
I actually think Nick Young would be a benefit to
you taking Swaggy P.
I would say I think he would be a good addition to that team.
Yeah.
I think Nick Young is happy where he is. Again, he went to the Warriors. Again, he was a longtime Laker, and he went to the Warriors to get his championship. Again, I think he's got that taste. And again, with Nick Young, you don't know what's really in his mind. He's always all over the place. Does he retain with the Warriors? Does he move on? I don't see Nick Young being that.
Isaiah Thomas, I think Isaiah Thomas going to the Nuggets is kind of like having Carmelo Anthony back again. It's a cancer. I don't think Isaiah Thomas is anything.
What about Boogie Cousins? Well, granted, you already have your center with Jokic.
I think Rondo might be decent to go to Denver.
That's what I was going to say next. I don't know. I like Rondo.
I still think he's got some years left in him.
I do too.
Yeah, maybe. Again,
I mean, I think that is one position the Denver Nuggets have failed at.
Yeah,
they have failed, and again,
and supposedly,
I'm glad Barton's in play now.
Yeah, and supposedly the rumor is right now, what you believe on the internet, but the rumor has been circulating that Tony Parker has been meeting with the Nuggets and might be going, or at least have interest to heading to the Mile High City.
I like Tony Parker, but Tony Parker is...
He should just stay as a Spur, retire as a Spur.
He should call it a career. And again,
that's true,
you're getting a Tony Parker that is injury prone. I mean, he's been injury prone for the last 7 years. So yeah. I think I think that would not be a good investment. I think Rondo. I think right now, if they're going to spend some money, let's go after Rajon Rondo. All right, we're going to take a timeout. We got more Wyoming Sports Talk today. We're getting close to the top of the hour. We'll be back after these words right here in 1480 K-Ray. As Cheyenne's weather turns warmer, dust and pollen can become a problem for those with allergies, asthma, or respiratory issues. And the last thing you want in the summer heat is poor air quality in your home or office. So it's time to turn to Marv's Plumbing and Heating. That's right, Cheyenne's most trusted plumbing, sewer, and heating business also services air conditioning. Marv's Plumbing and Heating, 1515 Logan Avenue, can handle all your air conditioning needs. Give them a call, 316-7634. That's 316-7634.
Is your teenager ready to drive?
Come on, Mom. Let's go.
Sorry, you're not ready to drive yet.
What? Come on.
You need to complete a driver's ed class first.
The Wyoming-Montana Safety Council offers a complete driver's education program taught by Tim Woodard, former Laramie County School District's driver's ed teacher. Classes are starting soon. Please call 635-4592 to sign up or go to wmsafetycouncil.org. Wyoming-Montana Safety Council. Think safe, live safe.
Hello, this is Pastor Nathaniel Ensley with Blessed Hope Baptist Church in Burns, Wyoming, and I would like to invite you to listen to our weekly broadcast entitled Hope for Today, right here on 1480 K-Ray, every Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. Our goal during each broadcast is to bring you a simple and short Bible truth that will be a help to you. Sure hope you can tune in. God bless you.
John Mason here for Lincoln Way Liquor. I want to thank Cheyenne for helping us grow during our first year of business. We have over 5,000 new customers in our database in just 13 months. Our customers love our low prices, free ice, 2% credit for future purchases, and some really friendly service. And we always have 16 weekly specials on beer, wine, and liquor. We ask you to compare Lincoln Way Liquor, 2825 East Lincoln Way. We're not the largest, but we might just be the best.
Are you looking for a pharmacist who will actually take the time to talk to you? Then come to Medicap Pharmacy. We're dedicated to healthcare only, which means we'll fill your prescription quickly, and then we'll make time to listen, answer your questions, explain your prescriptions, and tell you about possible drug interactions.
Medicap Pharmacy will always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
Taco John's presents Olay the Day Pep Talks.
Boys, I know you take great pride in being prairie dogs, but our mascot needs more sizzle. And what has more sizzle than Taco John's new sirloin steak burritos? So meet your new mascot, a sirloin steak burrito.
Taco John's new sirloin steak burritos are loaded with steak and bold flavors like cheesesteak, steak and potato, and steak and shrimp.
God, Wachowski, stop eating the mascot.
Olay the Day at Taco John's.
Is your free checking account no longer free? Lose those checking account fees and lose the hassle by switching to Platte Valley Bank's Value Checking and experience truly free checking. With Platte Valley Bank's Value Checking, there is no minimum balance required, unlimited check writing, no per check charge, no monthly service charge, free net banking, free e-statements, free bill pay, free mobile banking, and Platte Valley Bank customers can use their debit cards at any ATM anywhere absolutely free. So stop by Platte Valley Bank today and lose those fees with Value Checking.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 K-Ray.
For tonight, it'll be sunny with highs around 88 and winds out of the west at 10 to 15. Then for tonight, it'll be mostly clear with lows around 54. On Tuesday, it'll be mostly sunny with a possible thunderstorm in the afternoon with highs around 87. And on Tuesday night, it'll be mostly cloudy with lows around 55.
We're taking Cheyenne, Wyoming Sports Talk Radio to a whole new level. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
Don't look at me. I think these people are completely nuts.
Stop this crazy thing!
And it's only here on AM 1480 K-Ray.
Welcome back for our final segment of Wyoming Sports Talk today. Day that has flown by. Again, Giants and Rockies tonight. I think this is realistically for our part of the world. This is must-see TV tonight.
Sure.
And be there. Matter of fact, if I look,
if you're a Rockies fan, is it really
with Kyle Freeland? Absolutely.
Again, that's a 500 team.
And you want to know something? There could be a name right there that might be some trade value to the Rocks. Guy's got a 3.29 ERA.
We'll see. We'll see again with this
And he's
team.
above the Mendoza line. He's 7-6 as a
Again,
starter.
I've seen those crowds at Coors. Again, are they must-see TV right now for AT&T
If
tonight?
I looked right, there was only like 812 seats available for tonight's game. That's Rockpile.
That's probably a majority of Giants fans coming by. Again, Giants do travel pretty well.
I
at least
understand
to
that. This is a big
Coors.
series. But again, in Mad Bumps throwing tonight, that's also a draw right there as well.
Yeah, possibly.
So I think it's must-see TV tonight.
For Giants fans.
Exactly.
Oh,
exactly.
Not for
exactly.
Rockies.
Exactly.
Hey,
Again.
I want to wrap up here because we have flipped the calendar over to July. And the camps are going to open up here in about, 2 weeks for the National Football League.
We're talking NFL right now.
And Christy, again, with her background, her knowledge in sports, I'm not going to beat down the Josh Allen hype. Again, I'm glad that he's in Buffalo, and I'm glad he's there with Yarborough, so he feels at home. He knows somebody there at camp. But of the quarterbacks that were taken in the first round, your opinion, who is going to be the hit? Who do you think is going to make the most impact?
And if you want to say Josh Allen, go right ahead.
It's not that you're not going to hurt my feelings. Yeah.
I like Josh Allen. I'm not going to bash on him.
I mean, you can. It's your
gosh,
opinion.
no, I would never.
No. But we need to know who's going to be the most impactful quarterback in that first round.
I don't know.
Darnold?
I like Darnold. I do. I really like him.
I think the Jets made a smart move in getting him.
I do too, and I really like him. It's definitely not Rosen.
Really? No Rosen? As he kind of go, hey, all the rest of you, yeah.
But, I disagree, though. But Rosen made a statement at the combine. I mean, not the combine, at the draft. He's been okay in camp in the OTAs with the Cardinals.
I mean, they all have been, though.
Yeah, but the Cardinals, though, they got nowhere to go but up. They don't have anybody right now. And it's his job.
Same with the Bills, New York, again, Cleveland, clearly. And
Cleveland, your career just died.
Well, and that's what do you think, Chrissy, at least with Baker Mayfield at that situation? Again, they did bring in other pieces as well, so it's not his job essentially, but, again, you would assume so, being number one overall. But is his career going to die with the rest of them in Cleveland, or is it going to be a revitalization with the Browns behind Baker Mayfield?
First of all, I nearly fell out of my chair when I saw that Baker Mayfield was number one, mostly because I'm not a Baker Mayfield fan. I think he has a lot of growing up to. He reminds me of Johnny Manziel.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, he has a lot of growing up to do.
And he's playing in Canada.
Yeah. And also with Mayfield, with the, I don't know. Maybe he will be good for them. Maybe he can do something that,
I think he's more pro-ready than Manziel was.
Yeah.
I think Manziel, again, Baker Mayfield, he's already atoned for his past.
Yeah.
And he's not a continuous clown like Manziel was. But Mayfield, I think, is he knows he's the number one pick. He knows Cleveland sucks. I mean, he's fully aware of all of the intangibles that go with being a Brown. I kind of agree with you. I think he may come in and might be, of the quarterbacks, probably the most impactful. Is that a win or two for Cleveland? I don't know. Because I think he is going to take that job away from Tyrod Taylor.
Definitely. The way I look at it is, even if you have another terrible season, at least the city is still going to throw you a parade for not winning any games. So it's kind of like...
That is true.
I mean, yeah, that's really sad to say, but I mean, at least...
Yeah, that's Cleveland sports. Get on board again.
I mean, you got to think about the year that Cleveland's having right now. Now the Indians are leading the Central Division right now.
A pathetic division.
It is a terrible division, but you have...
They're not going to do much when they come to
the Cavaliers surprised everybody, got back into the championship.
Did they really surprise again? It's 4 years straight.
They got dusted by the Warriors, so that's bad. They lose LeBron James. That's even worse. Cleveland sucks as a football team. They're not going to get any better this year. Maybe 1 or 2 wins.
Do they beg Gary Bettman in the NHL of, like, please?
No, the Cleveland Barons are not going to come back to the Quicken Loans Arena. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, why not?
But, I don't think Cleveland needs any more bad news this year. But I like I said, I kind of agree with her. I think that he probably will be impactful, but we don't have to like the guy.
Right. And maybe I'm just kind of overlooking Rosen too. Maybe we'll see something special out of him. I feel like I don't know, my opinion, I feel like he kind of had a bad taste in his mouth after the draft, too. I think he was a little disappointed with where he ended up, but I don't know. I'm interested to see what happens.
That's a bigger reason for Rosen of, hey, prove yourself then. If you think you're better than the rest, go out and get it done with the Cardinals. Well, but, again, Rosen, as what we saw with UCLA, sorry, again, you let a 500 team, again, nothing really impressive. You are injury-prone as well, too. Rosen, come on.
But see, here's the deal. The three quarterbacks, Darnold, along with Allen and Rosen, they're built NFL style of today's quarterback. Baker Mayfield is Doug Flutie-ish, or again Johnny Manziel. They're small. Yeah. And again,
you can't see over a 6'5" line.
That's right. That's where I think he's going to have a lot of problems. Yeah. And again, the way the NFL is, it's bigger, it's faster, it's a lot taller. I think the 6'4" guys are going to be more successful, and I think they're going to have better careers with the teams that drafted them.
Yeah.
I mean, possibly. Again, time will only tell with all of them. Again, what we talk with, especially with Josh Allen, he's not getting the job outright, at least out of the gates with Buffalo. Again, looking to get him mid-season. But
our guy in Buffalo said, and we hit him up with a question. We said, will Josh Allen see playing time? He said
he'll start eventually, like mid-season, but it's not, at least week one, we're not seeing him out there starting.
We don't know.
That's true, too. Again, that's why I don't like speculating, because, again,
it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch all these NFL training camps. Now, do you have anything to do with the Broncos training camp? Will Channel 5 have anything to do with that? Will send you down to
Dove Valley?
Dove Valley?
I'm not sure.
Ask them.
I know. Pick me. I think we covered it last year. I think so. I'm not entirely sure. I guess we'll find out.
Again, she also came in here in October.
I came here in October.
Yeah,
so.
That's right. Well, you're going to be here for July. Say, I don't want the Frontier Days duty. I want to go down to Dove Valley. All right, we got to wrap things up here. Want to remind everybody, coming up between 8 and 10, it's the Golden Age of Radio Theater, Red Skelton ×2, and then we have Suspense Theater ×2 from 9 until 10. The best of the 50s and 60s music headed your way in just a couple of moments. Before we leave, thank you again to Christy Waite, and looking forward to you joining our family here. Each time that you get a chance to come in on Mondays, that's really appreciative. And again, her knowledge of sports is truly a godsend here in this part of the world. Anyway, and we always end up our program.
I was like, I don't know where he's going with that one.
Well, that's why I made that comment. But we always end our program with this date in history. So I'm going to sit back and see if you have.
I'll challenge both of you. No, absolutely.
No. I'm going to sit back. I'm almost perfect.
I'm usually the one that does sports trivia on the weekend.
There we go. So here she is.
All right. So it is July 2nd. We'll go back to the year 2008. This movement happened in the NBA. July 2nd, 2008, this movement happened in the NBA. Movement, the key word. What does that movement mean? I don't know. But again, it is the NBA. This movement happened in the league. And don't look at my notes.
Oh, I know what it is.
What is it?
Seattle moved to Oklahoma City.
Yeah, because you looked off my paper.
I did not look at your paper.
July 2nd, 2008, a settlement was reached allowing former NBA franchise the Seattle Supersonics to move to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, to become
the problem is,
Thunder.
I'm that damn good, and you just can't admit
You cheated off my paper. I saw you look.
I didn't look
again,
at
I
your
can see your
paper.
eyes.
I can't even see the
Wrap up the
5
show.
feet in front of me here.
Wrap up the show.
All right,
go get me Chick-fil-A.
I don't think so. All right, you lost that privilege a long time ago. So, for Christy Waite, Nick Proetti, I'm your main man here.
Again.
Thank you for joining us on Wyoming Sports Talk today. We're back at it tomorrow from 3 until 5 right here on 1480 KRA. Have a good one.
This is 1480 KRA.